Hey, Francisco.
Hey Ryan, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
So it's just you and us now?
I guess it's just you and I today, and that's fine. I just gotta fix that search ad and flip it back on. We did that A/B test, and it doesn't seem like we got any results just from the banner ad.
Okay.
And I was just testing the difference between the two to see where those leads came from. And that's part of the A/B test is turn one on, turn the other one on, turn the other one off, and see where those leads came from. They came from search. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you control to share. And I'm going to go in and try and edit the one that we already published to exclude Mexico or any Spanish-speaking countries.
Okay.
So we're probably going to have to exclude Mexico and Spain, maybe even. And go ahead and share your screen whenever you get a chance.
Okay, sure. So,
Okay. So looks like we're getting good clicks on the display at a low cost per lead, but the thing I haven't seen is a conversion. And so request remote control here again. I'm going to go check and make sure there haven't been any this morning, but I checked last night and we still didn't have any. And I'm wondering if the conversions we were getting were from the farmer's logo. It's instant authority, right?
okay.
So yeah, Seguro's agent still has the same 3 responses. If we go to our results, yeah, only 82 views, 40 starts, and 3 responses. So it looks like the click traffic from the display ads just aren't converting to new quotes. So what we need to do.
So where did you see that information, Ryan? On the website, or you're looking that information?
Oh, that was on the type form that we created.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and disable this for now. Right? We don't need to be running that because we know we can get an average cost per click, but we had a bunch of clicks and no conversions. So that tells me that the intent of the lead is not there. So we need to focus on the search ads instead, and then follow up with a retarget with display, because we got from the 28 clicks we got on the search campaign that we ran, or however many clicks we got the 3 leads. Now we just have to figure out how to exclude the countries, right? Okay. So we want to exclude.
Because anything with the word Mexico, it's coming up on the search, right?
Yeah. That's probably why, because of the New Mexico. It's not letting me add the exclusion in here. So we're just going to have to redo it from scratch. Okay. So we'll just create a new one then. So this one, it's pause. We're just going to keep it off. This was... So this is what we had here as the campaign rolling. Okay, so we're gonna try and copy that to a certain degree. Alrighty. So we'll do click traffic again. You want to do search this time. There we go. So this one, we're just going to call it New Spanish targeting, just so we know. So we're going to do United States, right? Location options, exclude
people in your exclude locations. Okay. So here we can add some locations that we don't want, right?
Right. See, locations, United States is what we selected last time. We need to go individually, right? By state. So we need to come back here to another location, Indiana. Texas. Wisconsin. Now we want to exclude Mexico.
Okay.
Mexico City. We want to exclude the state of Mexico. And just anything that pops up from that search.
Anything
basically. Anything with like these 300, anything over with the millions or even the 500,000. But that's an airport. But these exclusions right here, that will get rid of the people filling out the quote from Mexico.
Okay.
So we got that set up. So now our customers speak Spanish. No, not right now. We don't want to add English. So audiences, we want insurance, auto, home, and life. So in-market audiences. So that way we're targeted to people who are actually looking for insurance. And then we're looking for clicks, right?
Okay.
That's what we want to focus our conversions on, is a click.
What's the difference between, can you go back to, so we have clicks, what else we have?
So conversions is if we had the form on, which we'll get to once we have a converting lead without it being in Mexico. Then we know that our approach is correct. We can integrate our type form with Google, and then we can track people who go all the way from a search ad through to the end and submit the form. That's a conversion. Okay. Right now we're tracking clicks because we just want to get the lowest cost per click.
Sure. Okay.
So that's what we're focused on right now, just to figure out how to get the conversion, which we had already gotten one, I believe, in Texas from the click traffic. So we just needed to exclude Mexico, et cetera. Okay. So when we get on our next phone call, whether it's tomorrow or the day after, we'll be able to identify whether or not that's what's causing, if it's I should say, whether or not it's going to cause us to have a consistent conversion to a lead. Once we see those conversions starting and it's not from Mexico City or from Mexico itself, then we will install that Google, that they call the tag, right? So we'll install a Google tag on that type form, and we'll create new ads to the website tracking that conversion on that form. So then we can get down to an actual cost per lead. So that's what conversion value is. What's the value of that? I'm sorry, that's what the conversion cost is. Conversion value would be what's the average value of that prospect once they become a lead.
Right. Okay.
So what the potential value that they represent your agency, which is $100 a year commission, typically, whatever it is. But we'll get into conversions later. We don't need a maximum cost per click bid amount yet because we're still way underneath the average, which is like 4.5. So I'm going to have you go ahead and create these extensions, right? So site link text, this is the text that's going to send them to the website plus the description. So typically this one, you'll just say insurance quotes in Spanish.
Okay, so cotizaciones.
En español.
You know what? I'm in the laptop here.
Alt 146, I believe, or 164. Alt 164.
You know what? For some reason on the laptop, it doesn't work.
Weird. Here, I'll do it. There you go.
Okay.
And then the next one we can do, you know, tons of savings, you know, whatever, or super affordable insurance quotes or cheap insurance quotes, or, you know, things that they're going to search. Remember when we went through those keyword search terms before and just kind of brainstormed? So if you went to Google and you were to search for insurance quote in Spanish, what would you type? You know, insurance. So seguros quotes. So I don't even know how to say it. Cotizaciones. It's
seguros económicos. So this is kind of affordable insurance.
Sure. Okay. And then let's make sure that's a capital E.
Okay.
So one we would do is Cotizaciones de seguros. Right?
Yeah, good Spanish, yeah.
And then, so that found URL, Seguros agent. So we got another one. So this one we could do like.
Hi, Ryan, this is Heinrich.
Heinrich is with me, Ryan. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Was that site link? What was the meaning of that? The meaning of that?
So site link is kind of the like the headline, or what is the site?
Yeah, site link. So let's go to Google real quick, and let's just do. I can't spell it without looking at it. Oh, that's Yahoo. Hold on one second. So these pop up like this because we're not on mobile, we're on desktop, but what you're seeing here in the bright blue, that's the site link, because you click it and it takes you there.
Right.
So site link text description is below that, is all this stuff in here.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. All right.
Got it?
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. So we got to do another site link. So you could say Seguros into idioma, right? We knew that one works. And then we could say something along the lines of unbeatable rates, or super low rates.
Okay, like at the best prices,
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So and seguros. So the best prices for insurance.
We need to do
capital M. Okay.
Yep, and P. Just in Google search, you want capitalized letters for.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
No, you're fine. And then the next one you can do. You could do auto, home, life, and health. You know, or well, that's. I mean, I guess it's the same in Spanish as it is in English. Would you agree?
Yeah, a little similar. We can select
or insurance for all lines, or quotes for all insurance, or for every insurance type, or for every type of insurance. Things like that.
So the auto, casa y vida.
There you go.
Oh, the capital, it did a capital Y, so you need to change like that. Maybe
There you go. And this one's the same one. All right, and then we don't need all four. Let's stop with 2. And it's going to give us duplicate site links. Well, okay, fine. It must be unique, right? There. So we got that quote form on the about page. Boom. So let's see if we can get conversions from both those pages and see which clicks end up going where, right? It's going to tell us based on the link that we just created. So we created a link to segurosagent.com, which takes them straight to the quote form. And then we created a link to segurosagent.com/about, which has all the call to actions for them to take the quote.
Sure.
Right?
Okay.
Both ways, that quote form is going to automatically pop up in front of them after they start scrolling down on the page. Right?
All right.
So we will get somebody who's on that track of mind into the quote as fast as possible, but we will see which page converts to the best conversion, right? We'll be able to track that based off of the numbers that come from Google, in essence. Okay. So, and we'll also be able to do that once we get the different forms set up and all the different conversion tags put into those type forms. We'll be able to track the leads conversions at a very deep level. So call out extension, this is going to be the things that get people to click, right? And these are on mobile when you have multiple different extensions below the search ad. Let's see if we can find one on here. Typically it's on mobile rather than desktop, but it gives you like the option to go to. So like for instance, call out text one would be like we could, it's only 25 letters, so you got to be creative in the way you do it. It's typically 3-4 words. So we could say something like simple insurance, or insurance simplified, right? Insurance quotes simplified, or insurance quotes made easy, or yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to do that with 25 letters.
Letters. Okay, so something like
Get quotes.
classic, like an easy process, like something.
There
like
you
that.
go. Easy process. Yeah.
Process.
Easy process, maximum coverage, lowest price.
Oh, I like maximum coverage. Yeah, like a cobertura.
La mejor cobertura.
Okay.
Máxima cobertura.
O la mejor. Yeah. La mejor cobertura. Oh, we need the capital.
There you go.
La mejor cobertura. Okay, so the best coverage, right?
Instant results. We need something to give them an excuse to actually click on the link and go forward, right? So there you go. Very easy process. Let's do
like instant results, something like that.
Yeah, instant results is fine, because once we have this all integrated with your CRM and everything's functioning properly and we're just running ads and only focused on ads, then at that point we'll be able to give them like an immediate phone call, because it'll hit your guy's office instantaneously.
So like an instant response. Okay, perfect. O respuesta inmediata.
Y no tienes que poner en mayúscula el área. Igual.
Awesome.
Okay, so what else can we say?
Quick turnaround, or instant. We got instant results. That's right. That's right. We don't need 4. We can save with 3 for now.
Okay.
Put those on there. let those run. So if we do a preview, check it out. See those headlines? That's where it's going to show up on mobile.
Okay.
And then it's also going to show up in the description here at this point, right? Are the call out extensions. So if we go back up to that site link that I was telling him about up here, you preview those site links, boom. The difference between, right? The headline, the headline's going to be taken care of with the combination here at the bottom. But so save and continue. Oh, add a phone number to your ad. We want to do that. It was this one, right?
Yes, that's the phone number.
All right. Hey, they got great words coming in here. Ad group name, we'll call this click traffic. They saved all these. So we're just going to leave those in there.
So those are kind of recommended words that they.
Yeah. Compra de seguros, compra seguros, de seguros, para seguro, seguro de. All of these are the ones that people are searching that are going to lead to based on their.
Yep, that's good. Yeah.
Seguros de
Seguros de, yeah.
auto.
Algo así como seguros obligatorios.
Is home.
Seguros de auto, seguros de casa.
Casa, duh, Ryan. Come on.
Okay. Seguros de vida.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Seguros obligatorios, like a mandatory insurance, something like that. No. Seguros.
Well, I want to keep it really simple since we've got Seguros in our name.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This will be highly relevant, right?
Okay.
So it's going to pull up our relevancy based off of these pre-keyword search. So Seguros para, and then if they put anything else in after that, right, will be ranked for that to be a display. So we'll keep this here. Looks good. Okay, so the headlines are the ones that show up here, right? So at the end of this, we put them all in. So Yamahora, we had that first, right? And then we could put in here precios, competitive pricing, call now, insurance in your language, or quotes in your language, or oh, that's already up there at the top there.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. So super competitivo, llama ahora.
You could do insurance in your language.
Okay. Okay.
I would probably put the 2, make that lowercase.
Okay.
Next one, you could put instant results. Remember, we did that one before. You can do that one again.
Okay.
Multiple companies.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Multiple insurance companies, or multiple options, unlimited options.
Muchas opciones.
Muchas opciones. Okay. So multiple options, right?
That one was good. So here it's giving us some options here. So let's view ideas that they have.
text. Oh, okay. So it's given us some recommendations here. Okay. So hassle free. Oh, okay. Yeah, something with like a easy, right? Easy. Compare. Oh,
These are just giving you ways to talk about. So like products and services, we could say,
so call to compare or something.
yeah, we could do that. Call, connect with live agents available.
Llámanos. Like a like call.
Llámanos ahora. Yeah.
Llámanos y compara. Okay. Oh. Llámanos y compara. So call me to and compare, something like that. Llámanos y compara.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you could put the next one. Let's just throw one more on there, and I would say do something like stress-free insurance or insurance made easy or something insurance related again. Let's get that keyword in there.
Okay. Seguros fáciles, like a seguros fáciles.
Yeah, sure.
Seguros. Oh, okay. Seguros sin complicaciones. Seguros sin.
Ooh, nice.
Seguros sin complicaciones. Okay.
All right, cool. I think that's enough for now. So let's go down to the description, and the description is the text that's below it in the ad. So let's get rid of this here. So you can see what I'm talking about. The description's down here. So this is the stuff that we're going to tell them, like, hey, give us a call today and talk to an agent, talk to a live agent who will give you quotes in Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Or the only insurance company dedicated to the Spanish community, or get insurance quotes from multiple companies in your language, or things like we're telling them when you get here, you're going to instantly start a quote in your own language, or instant results from completing a quote in your own language. Something where we're just reiterating the point that it's in Spanish, it's focused in Spanish, the application's in Spanish.
But it's like to call us or just to
click on the link. We want them to click on the link. So we can say like click here to right. Click here to get a quote in your language. And then after that, we can say the only insurance app dedicated to Spanish community, or
so
tell them why they should go to your website.
Right. Okay.
Experience the simplest or the easiest.
O visítanos, right? Visítanos, okay. Right, I think visítanos. Visita nuestra página. So visita nuestra página. O para. Visita nuestra página para tu cotización inmediata. Tu cotización inmediata.
Y en tu idioma.
Y en tu idioma.
Perfect. And then the next one, I would say the first insurance app dedicated to the Spanish community, or the very first Spanish only, maybe put that in quotes, Spanish only insurance quote provider, or
right. I know you mentioned app. Is that because it's the website, right? It's not an
app. Well, it is. Yeah. The whole idea of what we're doing is we want to give them a very simple process that they can repeat, So, hey, go to Seguros Agent. As soon as you get there, it's the easiest way to get a quote because you get funneled straight into it. Right. And then we can over time add features like, hey, we'll automatically remind you or we'll automatically remind you or automatically shop for you, or There's a lot we can do.
So, la única aplicación. So the only application, no, the only,
La única aplicación, la única página.
la única página, o la única página,
de seguros en español.
la única página.
Completamente en español. La única página.
So was it the idea again, Ryan? I know you're the expert.
The only page, that's fine. The only page dedicated to delivering insurance quotes in Spanish, or the only page to get quotes exclusively in Spanish, or the only page dedicated to serving the Spanish community, the only insurance page dedicated to serving the Spanish community, or something like that.
El único lugar
dedicado to serve, or not dedicado to provide?
Yeah. Or to quote, to serve, dedicated to serving the Hispanic insurance community.
dedicado a servir
Servir,
la comunidad latina o hispana.
Un lugar dedicado a servir la comunidad Latina or Hispanic, or what is
Latina is fine.
la comunidad latina. El único lugar dedicado a servir la comunidad latina.
El único lugar de seguros.
El único lugar de seguros.
Perfect.
Okay.
Cool. So we're done with those. We'll let this get going. Fix it. What the heck?
Oh, budget.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. $10 a day to start. We don't want to go more than that. Okay. So let's get that published and let it get approved tonight here. And then I've got some more work. I got to finish up on the integration with the HubSpot, but we'll be good to go.
Let me ask you a question. So the first process that we did was the campaign. Then we added the ad, right?
Yeah, the display ad. So with Facebook or with Google, display ads are used as a retargeting measure unless you don't have a search ad running. So if you have a keyword search ad running, they're going to retarget people who've searched your keywords with a display. What we did is we ran a test just to see what, because I don't know what the result would be in Spanish, right? So we ran a test with the add-on on search and display, and we got 3 leads. We turned off search and ran just display, didn't get any leads. So now we know that the majority of the leads that we ran from that first campaign came from search. So now we're going back to search, and we'll run search for a week or two, just search only, do 10, 20 bucks a day.
Okay.
And do that for a week until we can narrow down that we're getting people who are in the US and not in Mexico City, right? Once we have that verified, then we can go back in and we can add display and we can retarget those people who are searching who didn't convert.
Oh, okay. So basically with Google, we have the option to do just search only, or search and display.
You got it. You can do search and display. You can do display only. And in display, you got to remember, display is just they're on a website. They see your image. They click on it, go to your website, and back out.
Right. Okay.
So knowing that, that level of intent is not where we want it unless those displays are being delivered or sent to somebody who's already searched for the keyword search terms related to your website. Does that make sense?
Yes, because who's getting the displays? For example, if somebody.
Yeah, it would just be anybody in those states who speak Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Now that we've got our search ad being built back on, okay, the search ad will be up and going. Then we can go into that campaign and into a new ad group And in that ad group, we can create a display ad, and it will target the people with the same keyword search term. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah,
So
because you don't want
then at
them
that
to play
point,
to everyone.
exactly. And what we did, the first one is we ran a test, because you never know until you try it. And we didn't get any leads with just display only. So that would give you a very good idea of what a traffic ad would look like from Facebook, right?
Okay.
So probably not the best idea for us to go back to Facebook and try and run traffic. Now, we can always go back and get into other accounts up and run lead form ads. But even with that, my clients are having issues getting any ads approved right now, especially with what's going on with all the censorship on platforms. So I am finding that Google and YouTube are about the only really reliable platforms left for consistent results in advertising, because Facebook is so up and down. I mean, I'm in a couple Facebook advertising groups, and the amount of people whose businesses have literally been shut down overnight from their ad accounts getting turned off is just astounding. It's mind-boggling. We're talking hundreds of people a week are posting in these groups. How do I get my account back? My client, I had 800 clients on one account. How do I get my account back? Can you imagine?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, Facebook, man, you're sealing your own fate. They can't pull another Cambridge Analytica scandal. And that's where, especially with what's going on right now with the election, they're being hyper careful with what they do and don't let get approved. And so we probably won't see Facebook turn around until after the holidays, I'm guessing, because I figured right after the election, we would see one of two things. They lax up on all the advertising advertising standards because there's a clear winner, or we would have this situation we're in now, which is everything's contested. So if you're Mark Zuckerberg, you don't want to go out there and start monetizing your database again if Trump's going to get reelected. But if it's Biden, you might be okay with it. See what I'm saying? We don't know. It's just there's so many different factors going right now. You can't predict, what they're going to do, and Facebook just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So
yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
And you guys experienced that too, where I mean, you guys firsthand got the brunt of the force with that $500 ad, and it's like, I mean, I wouldn't, if I were you guys, my professional opinion, I would not go back to them and give them your money. It's just not worth it to become dependent upon somebody who can shut you down overnight. Google can do the same thing, but Google is designed to be highly relevant. So as long as you're not running people to a funnel that's installing malware, or if you're not running people to a website that's illegal, or unscrupulous, and so as long as you're not doing anything like that, Google will let you advertise all day long. Facebook, on the other hand, they play with your hormones. It's called dopamine feedback loops. Yeah, and your money. So I mean, what you're literally with Facebook, you can literally manipulate the conscience of the people that you're trying to target with retargeting, and that's the key. Is that's why we can't, like today or yesterday, that'd be Friday, I put up an ad for a client and it got declined, and then today we went back in and tried to redo that ad and it still got declined. And I just texted him back, because this is his website. He's got a white label of the platform too, right? But this is his that we're running. And I told him, if I were you, I would just go to Google, and I would start with Google. Don't worry about wasting your time with Facebook, because even if you do get somebody to convert as a lead on Facebook, their intent is maybe a 3 or 4 max, unless you're constantly retargeting on every different platform. And that's the challenge. Once you get to the point to where you can retarget on every platform, then you can manipulate the consumer, and you can change your cost per lead based on different factors. But when you get in a situation like what happened with Facebook, where they say, well, we're not going to let you advertise unless you verify your business with the state and send us your state doc or your business formation documents. You know what, Facebook, you're not the Yellow Pages. Why? You're not the Better Business Bureau. So we have to make a decision. Is it worth spending the money on a platform, especially like Facebook, where we really don't have control over the ad costs? Because look what happened with that one ad in a 2-day period over a weekend.
Oh yeah, it's hard to control. Yeah,
it's very difficult. So I would recommend we just keep focusing on Google, because you're going to get the highest conversion, highest intent but it's going to be the highest lead cost. And I think that's why I keep trying to reiterate to you guys, the quicker we can get other farmers agents involved with learning this type of stuff. I mean, we could even just compile all the training we've brought together into a course and give that course out to say, this is how you can generate your leads. Conversions, we don't talk about that, but we can talk about getting the leads generated all day long. It's what you do with them that matters, right?
Yeah.
You might be able to get agents to sign up for that course, have them pay you $297, right? Through RisePage, we give you guys commissions and you use that money to reinvest into ad spend. So it's not coming out of your pocket.
And something that is specialized on farmers, because if you see, we have so many guidelines.
Well, exactly. And I know Christian doesn't want to recommend a program because she hasn't seen the conversion to new business. But I feel it's my responsibility to reiterate the reason why I was hired, which was to teach you guys how to generate your own leads without any middlemen, which I think we've done successfully up to this point, except for that whole fiasco with Facebook shutting us down. So getting that part done, I think we've got that down to a science now, and give us another month and we'll be good on Google, right? I think in that process, as long as we can get a consistent conversion on Google in Spanish,
right,
you would be able to monetize what you guys have done. Christian doesn't want to go out there and have people come and not get the conversions. But I believe that is indicative of each individual agent's ability within their own office, their systems, their team, their thought processes, their work ethic, basically. And I'm not saying that you guys don't have it. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that in the future, anybody else who goes and generates their own leads, once they generate that lead, they can't blame anybody else but themselves, because they know where it came from, who it came from, how it got to their office, when it was generated with a timestamp. You can't fabricate it. Right. And that's where I have found that, I mean, with farmers, your guys' coup de grace is going to be to do what the state farms and the all states won't do, which is to network with those guys. Say, hey, look, I'm generating leads exclusively on Facebook and Google, but there's business we can't touch. I would love to refer the leads to you at a discounted price. Can we come to an agreement? Say $7 per lead. You'll get the second touch. And you build that network. And I'm telling you, state farm agents would buy leads from farmers agents all day long, because at that point it's a referral. It's no longer just a lead. The person already went through the quote. They already got their response back. You weren't competitive. So now we've got a warm handoff because I know who the agent was who reached out. Hey, Francisco gave me your information, said I should give you a quote because he wants to see you get in a better position. Right. Now you have to decide, okay, well, what about our pipeline, the data that we own? When we continue to work this data in the future, are we going to be stealing business from these people we've gotten to a partnership with? So maybe you could go to the state farm agent and say, hey, look, you just tell me the business that you write. And if you write something, I won't go after it for a year. You have a year to establish the relationship with that client.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because definitely when I was talking to Gabby, I know we have, the issue with Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
But I think what we value, between like our agency here, it's all the learning, right?
Yeah, for sure.
The learning, even if Facebook didn't work, we still want to learn because maybe in the future it's going to change, right?
Yeah, and I think we could get Facebook to work if we incorporated Seguros Agent and started on a different account, not Christian's, or even on Christian's, we could. And we can go back to Facebook. I'm okay with that. If you guys want to do that, that's fine. I just want to see you guys, because if you go and you buy leads from any of the big aggregators out there, they are using people who have networks where you have no clue how they're aggregating this info. Just having the ability to do it on your own and cut the middleman out of the middle alone should be enough incentive for these people to want to learn what you're doing. It doesn't matter about the conversions at the grand scheme of things. Yes, it does. But if you guys think about the money you've spent, the couple thousand you've spent over the last 2-3 months, and you think about how quickly you could take all the knowledge that we got nearly 50 hours of video already that we've done together, that we could take, we could splice, we could put into a course on RisePage, and we could sell it for $297 a pop, as long as Christian and you guys all jump on board and say, hey, look, we learned how to generate leads exclusively with no middlemen. Do you want to learn how to do it too? Everybody's going to ask, well, what's the conversion? And your reply is simply going to be, there are no consistent conversions because every individual agent is different. But what we can guarantee you is that there will be no middlemen on your leads. You will know exactly where they came from, which social media platform, how, and you'll get the notifications in real time, which means instantaneous delivery of their data. Past that point, that's up to the agent. Now we can tell them, you know, strategies and tools, and like we get into the HubSpot CRM and start rating these leads, right, on a scale of 1 to 10 based on their actions and replies and opens of emails and texts. Then we can take it even further and increase that conversion rate. But the last 3 months, we've just only been focused on getting the leads generated and focusing on how to break down that barrier between you and the consumer in the most efficient way possible to get them to trust you, right?
Right.
And that's the key. Is all these people, they're not gonna have to learn how to build ads and stuff as much as they're gonna have to learn how to position themselves properly with branding and strategy. So you guys keep that in your mind, because I think you guys could add an extra couple thousand a month each in this group over through the holidays at $297. You could probably each recoup the money you've spent on the program easily. And then you're back to square one. And now we can say, okay, well, let's make this convert then. Well, all right, if that's the case, we really need to dive into the CRMs and focus on that, but we can't until we get our lead gen back, which is what we had on Facebook. We were on that track, and then Facebook literally shut us down overnight.
Right.
So we can
something very important for us is to learn the automatization part, you know, like to make sure that CRM, you know, Google Sheets, you know, the system that we want to use, it's going to work, right? Because maybe we have some disconnections there that
I think that was one of the problems, was the Excel spreadsheet option, because we were waiting on farmers to figure out their CRM situation, you know, and so moving to HubSpot is going to give us a better situation, because we can put the leads into automation and we can rate the leads based on their actions, and that will give you guys a better feel for who's about to convert and who's not. It's very difficult for you to pull up a sheet, an Excel spreadsheet, and follow a pipeline of people on Excel spreadsheet when it's just color coded. But if you can put it in front of you and see all the actions that have been taken on that prospect, go back, check notes, then you can increase your chances of conversion. But here's the problem. Now you're going to have 2 CRMs, because you've got one for farmers already that you probably are putting all your clients' information into. Then you got the one for HubSpot, and HubSpot's doing work and creating leads and following up. But then you got the farmers one that's doing the direct mail, and you're doing the text messages through your farmer's phone number. But then you got tech. That's where the problem ends up getting confusing if we don't have it simplified. So my goal is to just get it in HubSpot, get the automated text messages and emails set up with that on a rated scale, which is going to take a couple weeks, right? But in the meantime, this week, what we can focus on is getting these leads to convert on Google without being in Mexico, because it does us no good having leads in Mexico, right?
Right.
So that's our next plan of attack, is over the next 2-3 days, we want to see these leads converting in the United States for Spanish, like we had one of them. So we know it works. We just want to see it consistent. And once we see that consistently and nothing out of, you know, from Mexico or Mexico City or anything like that, then we know that we can pump up the ad spend to get more leads. And then we can just say, okay, if that's the case and those are converting, let's create campaigns independently of each other and make them in our own states, so we can all track our own cost per lead. The other forms will help with that as well when we separate forms by state. Which we need to do for HubSpot. So I got to get all that stuff completed. It's not a simple integrate to HubSpot and you're done. We're going to have to build out an entire automated pipeline on HubSpot and copy paste it for each one of you guys. But that's okay. It's not hard. It's just a matter of getting in there and doing it, which I've been focused on everything here on the front end and making sure that's all done, which I think we're done on the front end. So I will send you guys notifications this afternoon when HubSpot's integrated with the lead form.
Okay.
And then I will start the process of putting in those automated text messages and emails. And I'm thinking about what to do for email, because we can use a company like SendGrid or MailChimp or something like that if we want. But in the meantime, if you want to send me the login information for the Google account that you use this to create, we can send the emails from a Gmail. So if you created like a Gmail account, like segurosagent@gmail.com, we can use that, or you can create that and send me the login information. We can use that for email delivery to start, and that's free.
Okay, sure. So like a Gmail account for Seguros Agent.
Yeah, just create one, segurosagent@gmail.com, and then we'll use that for the automated outbound emails through HubSpot.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, let me create it and I can send you the credentials for the login.
All righty. Well, do you just want to jump same time tomorrow?
Yeah, perfect.
All right, Francisco.
Oh, we have a
Yeah.
question here, Ryan.
Go ahead.
What are your thoughts on posting on Spanish?
Posting in Spanish on Facebook.
No.
It's Spanglish, like, mixing
Oh,
the English,
well,
the Spanish.
let's this week focus on Spanish for now. Let's get the Spanish leads at least converting, and then we'll move to English because that will bring down your CPL. And maybe we can throw in some Spanglish ads. I think that'd be interesting, and we could target English and Spanish in those states, right?
Okay. Have you seen people doing some kind of ads and like mixing words in Spanish, English, or not really?
I haven't, not personally, because I don't speak Spanish. So that'd be up for you guys to maybe, try and focus throughout this next couple of days to pay attention to the ads you're seeing and see if any of them come through in Spanglish. And if they do, then we'll try it. If there aren't, it may be something that nobody else is doing that you might have a really good result from the Spanish
some of the stations sometimes that we hear in Spanish or English here actually in Illinois, they mix sometimes. They mix, even
like
words.
even our URL is mixed. Securus agent, right?
Oh yeah, did you see that?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely try that out probably next week.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, guys.
All right, Brian. Thank you so much.
Hey, anytime. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. You're a host there, Francisco. You got to end the call.
All right.
Sí, estaba pensando en eso porque yo pensaba que una persona de segunda generación estará clara con la palabra seguro.